Welcome back to the Washington State Dynasty. Number 20 ranked Washington State is at home today in a rainy Martin Stadium as they will be taking on 0-5 Utah. We opened the year 3-0, then lost our next two games, but had a huge bounce back win last week against top 10 ranked Stanford, and hopefully we can continue that success today against one of the worst teams in the Pac-12 and also really one of the worst teams in the entire nation, as they are last in nearly every statistical category in the Pac-12. We will start off on offense with Avery Burgess getting a 5-yard carry. Now third down for Tony Gaines as we will go to the air. He will dump it down to Keith Harrington. He has the first down to around the 34-yard line, an 11-yard catch and run. I would like to see our offense have a pretty good day today as we have the number 2 tackle, number 3 guard, and number 2 quarterback in the nation all visiting this week, as they will all be hanging out together, hopefully getting some good impressions. We all seem to have a pretty nice standing with them right now, but Tony Gaines gets 8 yards on the read option. A 3-wide set on third down and 2. Avery Burgess will try and bounce it outside. He's to the 35-yard line and has the first down to keep our drive alive. Now Avery Burgess will motion out of the backfield as the give goes to Corey Washington up the middle, and he's brought down from behind a shoestring tackle, but he picks up 8 yards. We have quads to the right. A screen pass to Marcus Stanford. He slips through that hole and he's inside of the 10-yard line to the 7 or 8-yard line. He's a guy that I just want to get as many touches as I can, as whenever he touches the ball, he has a chance to go the distance. But Tony Gaines is sacked but doesn't really lose much, so it's third down and goal. An empty set as Tony Gaines will try and roll out, and he's sacked once again, already the second time today, as Tonga is in on the sack. It's second down and 3 as Utah has the ball for the first time today, as we have a 3-0 lead, and Travaris Williams will get it inside of Washington State territory. Second down and 7, we bring a blitz and barely getting the pass away to Clark, one of the top receivers in the Pac-12. He will fight forward to the 26 or 27-yard line, 413 yards so far this year in 5 games. Now Williams will go straight up the gut. He is the first down. Our defense not looking too good today. Utah has the 115th ranked offense in the nation, so we would like to see us do a little bit better on the ground game as Larson will get a good carry. We do have the number 3 run defense in the nation. Man comes in motion, and Utah drives down the field very proficiently and punches it in the end zone. Now a 7-3 lead for them. After Utah's impressive drive, we'll try and answer back. Avery Burgess starts us off with a first down run. Now quads to the right with a bunch set look, and Tony Gaines goes down again. This pass rush is really getting some pressure on Tony Gaines, and our offensive line is not doing a very good job. Second down and 15, and trying to throw it. Tony Gaines is sacked once again. Now third down and forever. Gaines will go to the outside. He has Zaire Andre, and he nearly stays in bounds. Might have been able to go the distance. Instead, we will punt, and it's now third down and 8. And a big stop by our defense. The 3-and-out is forced, and our offense will get the ball once again. We're into the second quarter. Corey Washington will cut it up the middle, and he's got 5 yards to start out this drive. Second down and 5 as Avery Burgess will check back in the game. He'll try and bounce it outside on the power play. He's got some room to run. Bounces off a tackle inside of the 40-yard line. He's inside of Utah territory. Trips to the right for Tony Gaines. He'll take a shot downfield. He's got Robert Lundy. 36-yard touchdown. And there's the big playability from Robert Lundy. Haven't seen much of that so far this year. It's good to see him get that long touchdown. Now Henderson, a perfect throw to Smith along the outside. And he's pushed out of bounds by Suleiman Hamid. Utah's offense so far today has not looked like one of the worst in the nation. They've actually looked very good. But nope, not a negative play. I thought we had the tackle for loss, and that's a huge missed opportunity. Could have brought them back a few yards. Instead, they pick up the first down. But there's a good play. Around 5 or 6 Cougars were there, and it's now third down and 13. Henderson will go to the air. He makes one man miss. Will throw it deep, and it's caught by Page. You've got to be kidding me. You have to get that sack. That's 2 missed opportunities. Now it's Greg Hoy. He can't bring him down to the backfield, but still a loss of 1 from Larson as Hamid brings him down. A 4-man front and rush from Washington State. Lob to the end zone. It's intercepted by Suleiman Hamid. He will take a knee. A big play, and that will stop Utah's drive. Quads to the right as the throw. It's caught by Calvin Green. A perfectly thrown ball from Tony Gaines. Sticking with the empty set, A throw to the outside is caught by Lundy. A misplay by the corner, and Lundy picks up 20 yards. Washington checks into the split backfield. We like to give a lot of different looks on offense, and Tony Gaines is sacked once again. Tried to throw it to Avery Burgess on the dump down, but loses 6 yards, so it's 3rd down and 16. Now dumbing it down to Burgess. He'll fight forward to around the 38 or 39 yard line, and we will go for it on 4th down and 8, not in field goal range. And Tony Gaines across the middle. It's caught by Andrew Johnson. A perfectly thrown ball on the post, as we now have the ball in the red zone. Throw to the outside for Calvin Green. He breaks the tackle. He's down to the 1 yard line. A 12-yard reception. That's a huge play. Now from the pistol, the pitch to Avery Burgess, and he'll power his way into the end zone. A good job by Utah trying to contain the option, but Burgess just powers his way into the end zone, and we now have a 2-score lead. Henderson on the play action to Smith. He breaks one tackle and is brought down by Suleiman Hamid, as Utah's already into Washington State territory. Our defense has got to start picking it up, as a 13-yard run by Williams, and they're now in field goal range. Under 2 minutes to go, Henderson will step up, and he's sacked by Joey Clark. A loss of 4, and it's 2nd down and 14. Utah has their own empty set of 5 wide look. Throw outside to Clark to the 20-yard line, a gain of 12. So 3rd down and 2. The I formation, and what a play by Greenwood. He just trucks the defender and gets the 1st down. Sticking with the I formation as we're under a minute to go. And brought down is Williams, but maybe a face mask is called, and that's what it will be. That's pretty tough to do, as the defender was behind him. I'm not so sure about that call. But now Williams will get the carry and bounce it to the outside. Hamid brings him down to the 1 yard line. So it's 2nd down and goal from the 1. Man comes in motion, and the pressure gets there, but Rutledge gets the catch just in time, as Henderson barely got the throw away. And we will go into halftime with a 3-point lead. Not a very good first half. Our defense has got to step it up in this second half. Utah has a 3rd down to open this second half. Henderson will go to the air on 3rd down and 11. And a wide open man, a one-handed catch to go along with it. And then a stiff arm. The ball comes out at the end, but he was out of bounds. And that's a huge way for Utah to start this half. Now it's Hamilton once again, this time a 13-yard reception and another 1st down. Wise will come in motion, a play action. The throw goes to the fullback Greenwood, and like that, Utah is on top, 21-17. A horrible start to this second half. After the quick scoring drive, our offense will have the ball for the first time today, and a perfect throw on the outside to Calvin Green. We have got to get something going very quickly. This is not a team that we should or can lose to if we want to have a good season. Tony Gaines picks up 10 yards and the 1st down. A split backfield. Tony Gaines will run the triple option. Now pitches outside to Corey Washington. He gets 3 yards, but is short of the 1st down line. Now from the pistol, another option play. Tony Gaines will pitch it to the outside for Burgess. A man trips over Gaines, and Burgess is inside of the 10-yard line, nearing 100 yards rushing as a team on the day. Now Tony Gaines will try and step up. He'll roll out to his right, and he's sacked once again, the 5th time today. 3rd down and goal. Gaines will roll out to his right. He's looking for someone downfield. He could take off, and he'll do just that. And he's laid out at the 1 yard line. And our field goal team will come out. We'll take the points, and we're down by 1 point as we have a studio update. There's still a lot of time left in our game, and Stanford is trying to bounce back this week, have a 14-point lead over Washington, who's not off to a very good start this year. 3 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Throw to the outside for Rutledge. He has the 6-yard gain, and that's now 3rd down and 3. A twin tight end set. Throw to the outside for his tight end Smith. He's had a very good day today. That's a position that at times this year we've definitely had trouble stopping, as the Pac-12 has a good number of tight ends. But Henderson is sacked. He'll lose 3 yards. It's Jimmy Benson, the 260-pound undersized defensive tackle, has the sack. Now Chandler Lanou gets the tackle for a loss and forces 4th down. So under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, our offense is back on the field. It's Corey Washington showing off some nice power. He's getting a good bit more work today, after a couple of nice carries the last few weeks. And what a cut by Avery Burgess. He'll spin forward short of midfield, but a great run. We are now into the fourth quarter. All we need to take the lead is a field goal. Avery Burgess gets the carry, runs over a defender, and falls over after a 13-yard run. We're starting to try and run a little clock as we are now not inside of field goal range, but we're very close to it. We're in the pistol as Tony Gaines will run the read option and run it up the middle. He's to the 33-yard line, a gain of 7. An empty set, 3rd down and 5. We'll go play action. Tony Gaines will step up, and he's sacked once again. He tried to take off, and instead it's now a long field goal attempt for Victor McGill. The kick is away, and he does not get all of it, and he was also kicking into the wind. So Utah will take over with some chance to run the clock and also put some more points on the board. But a huge 3rd down right here. 3rd down and 7. Under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and Clark drops it. A tight coverage by Marcel Stewart, has played very well the last few weeks. I really like what I've seen from him. The redshirt sophomore is playing well. Now Richie Wiley across the middle. He has the first down. One of his few catches on the day. I think that's only his second. First down and 10 for Tony Gaines. A lob. It's intercepted by Walton. A horrible decision. Not who I meant to throw it to there. Instead, Utah will take back over. A dump down on 2nd down to Clark, and it's 3rd down and 1 upcoming. 3 minutes to go in this game. The give to the outside for Larson. He breaks one tackle, but he's brought down. He'll lose a yard. It's now 4th down. A 5-wide set. The give goes to Harrington on a jet sweep. He will cut up field. He breaks the tackle, tries to bounce it outside, but picks up 14 yards. 2:10 to go, sticking with the 5-wide set as we will throw to the outside for Keith Harrington once again. He's got the first down, tries to cut a field, nearly breaks it, but is pushed out of bounds. Now quads to the left. Tony Gaines across the middle, and he's intercepted again. Only his 4th interception on the season, and 22 personnel for Utah. They'll try and run the rest of this clock out as it's 2nd down and 9. We've used our first timeout. 1:45 to go. Larson gets the carry. He's got the first down inside of Cougars territory. And now Utah will be able to continue to run the clock. We only have 1 timeout left. Larson gets the carry. 1 more first down for Utah will end this game. It's 2nd down and 5. I formation, 22 personnel. It's Larson. He'll fight up the middle. It's now 3rd down and 2. Like I said, this is the biggest play because a first down here will end this game. Larson gets the carry and he's brought down. He goes nowhere. It's 4th down. So now Utah will come on to try the field goal attempt. Marcus Stanford is back to return it. 10 seconds to go. He will take it from his own end zone. He tries to bounce it to the outside. He's got blockers ahead of him. He cuts. And that might have been a touchdown saving tackle. But there's 1 second left. We'll just have to throw it the distance. And Gaines is hit as he throws. And once again, pressure gets there. And he couldn't even get the ball to a receiver. And that will do it. We've just lost to 0-5 Utah. Pitatonga has the player of the game honor. 3 sacks on the day. Utah gets their first win. And we get our 3rd loss. A huge loss. The 2 interceptions by Tony Gaines were huge. Avery Burgess had a nice game. And the sacks were also big. 7 times Tony Gaines was sacked today. Our defense might have played their worst game on the season. This is an offense of Utah that had very little talent, and somehow we lost them. That's just completely unacceptable. But now we face another bad team in the Pac-12, at least record-wise, and that's the Cal Golden Bears. They are 1-4 on the season. They have one of the worst pass offenses, not something you really hear about Cal in the recent years, and also one of the worst defenses. But hopefully we can rebound. Tony Gaines has got to take care of the ball. He's done a good job of that through the first 6 games of the season and really struggled this week with that. But now a look at some of the recruiting. Like I've said in previous weeks, ton of talent on this recruiting board. If we could get all these players, it might shape up to be maybe the best recruiting class in Washington State history and one of the better recruiting classes I've seen on this game. A lot of 4- and 5-star players, as we do have a lot of players graduating, but some good news to sort of hopefully counteract the bad news of that loss. The number 2 overall tackle commits to us. He's a good pass blocker, not a bad run blocker, strong, and just looks to be a very good player. The number 2 guard in the nation commits to us, a 4-star prospect out of California. He's another very good player, much more of a run blocker, not a very good pass blocker, but is a pretty good athlete, some nice strength, so that's good to see. And then maybe another quarterback of the future after Tony Gaines leaves and will be the backup for the next few years. Eddie Brooks, the number 2 quarterback. All these players are 4 stars. Brooks is a very good athlete. He is a good athlete, a pretty good arm, needs to definitely develop, but has some very good running ability. Steve Holland, another player that we got. He is a 4-star defensive end. He's a very talented player. Pass rusher, I would say, not a great speed rusher, doesn't have elite speed, but has some nice pass rushing moves, and also appears to be a pretty good run stopper. But right now, we have the number 2 overall class. Arizona State actually has the number 1, as they already have 8 players committed to them. Army at number 3, so that's sort of surprising, but a very bad loss. I hope you did enjoy the video nonetheless. If you did, please leave a like down below. Leave your comments on what you really thought went wrong today and why we lost to Utah and what you think we need to change for our game against Cal. I will see you on the road once again, but is to me a must-win game. We've got to get back and bounce back and not go down to 500. But I will see you for that game. Like I said, I hope you did enjoy, because I'm out.